Shalom. Biblical Hebrew, lesson number 5, the participle. The participle is called so because it participates in between the noun and the verb, or in between the noun system and the verb system. So it might conclude figures like that, like the English does. A verbal form, a noun, an adjective. The same thing goes with Hebrew. We will show that later. Now, one fact regarding the participle in Hebrew: it declines only by number and gender, but not by person. Therefore, we have only 4 major conjugations. So it is way easier than to remember all the conjugations of the other verbal forms. So if we see I've divided this chart into singular masculine, singular feminine, plural masculine, plural feminine. I remind you the pronouns ani, I, either for feminine, either for masculine. Ata, you, masculine. Who, meaning he. So if I would like to create a sentence like I am guarding, in present tense for example, I would say that ani shomer. That's for male. Female would say ani shomeret. Or at shomeret would be you are guarding, feminine. So you would see that once you use those 3, they are going to share the same verbal form. Also, those 3 are going to share the same verbal form. Those 3 are going to share the same verbal form, and those also. What about the difference in between those forms? This is more frequent in the Bible. The one with the cholem is more frequent. The one with the matter is less frequent. The same thing goes here. The one with the cholem and no hey is more frequent, and then this is less frequent. Here there is not a problem. You can remember that this suffix is normally a masculine suffix, and this is feminine suffix. So let us try to do some translations. Let us take atem. Atem is you, male, shomrim, you are guarding. Hena, they, female, shomrot, they are guarding, etc. Now, let us remember what happens with participle as noun first. So the participle can function as a noun. Let us see this chart. We can take this example and see that this is a noun, the scribe. In Hebrew, it takes the participle form. You see, kotel, like shomer, like we saw before. So what is sofer? It is actually a person who does something. It is someone who is scribing. Or shofet is judge, or a judge, or someone who is judging, etc. for the rest of the forms. So I showed you here the verbal forms and the participle forms, how they would look here and what would they mean. It would mean the person who does something. What happens to the participle as an adjective? First of all, of course, it is very common to see participle function like an adjective. This is one example. I'll give you another example which is more easy to identify, and this is the example. Ochla. Ochla, in this case, is consuming, and it is related to esh. Esh. Fire. Remember, esh is an irregular noun in Hebrew. It is feminine irregular. Therefore, you see the feminine adjective here. But altogether noun, adjective in a participle form. And the last thing we would like to discuss is the participle as a verb. So, והוא יושב ביריחו, you have the verb יושב, and of course the translation might be here was sitting, or is sitting, or will be sitting. We will discuss the translation next lesson, and I hope this is clear and this is okay, and I wish you Shabbat Shalom ולהתראות.